That's crazy. Now they're gonna get 2 videos. Okay. So I have a morning ritual that I can take. It can take up to an hour, or I've gotten it down to where it can take me 6 minutes. For like 6 different steps, I can get it done in 6 minutes. And I feel if even that 6 minutes of that particular ritual increases improves my day dramatically. So anyway, and it doesn't have to be like sitting cross-legged, fingers like this, like meditating. Although if that's how you meditate, that's fine. But if this is new to you, it could literally just be sitting there in your chair, quiet, eyes open, and really trying to make the effort for this. And I give you some information in the description of these. All of these, by the way, if you click on when you click on it, it'll say like I can click the description, and it'll give you a whole bunch more information, the why and the science and some helpful hints and all that stuff in there. Okay, questions about mindful meditation?
I would just say there's a ton of apps out there too that can help you.
Yes.
Like guided meditation if you've never done it.
Yeah, so there's Calm.
Insight Timer.
I use Insight Timer. I love Insight Timer. Headspace. Yep.
So it doesn't matter if I do like a guided meditation,
Meditation. Guided is totally fine. It doesn't have to be silence. And if let's say you have a yoga practice, or you're going to start a yoga practice, if you're trying to be mindful and meditating while doing that practice, it counts, right? So the same thing even while you're foam rolling or lacrosse balling or whatever. I think you can cover both if you're being deliberate about it. So, good questions. Other questions about any of these? Okay, so we're going to get into here's the list of refined sugars. I'm not going to go through all of them right now. It's just in here. You see it's massive, and that's the sneaky way that sugars are going to get in your foods. I'm going to send these slides out in a follow-on email. You can just save that. You can like screenshot this, or like save the photo to your phone or something, so you'll have it with you. But this will help you. Like treacle. That doesn't sound like sugar, but if you see it in your food, it's sugar. Okay. Weekly tasks. And there's going to be one added to this, but progress photos and body measurements. So these are going to show up on Mondays. It'll ask you to submit your measurements and your photos. This is what I found for the people who are trying to lose some weight or gain some muscle or do anything with their body composition. If that's your goal as you're sitting here, I found these as being super powerful tools to do on a weekly basis to one, for accountability, but to measure progress, give opportunities for success, because sometimes you just can't see and feel that progress, but it's there, right? So we put those in there as an opportunity for you. And if they, again, here's a couple things about the progress photos. They get entered into Wodify Rise. I cannot see them. I can see that you did it. It tells me that you did it. Like I have a dashboard, right? But I cannot see those photos. If I want to use you as a success case, let's just say, Isaac, you like crush it and you're like a great story and I want to try and tell your story after this, I will have to ask you to send those to me because I can't see them, right? I cannot use them for anything. No one sees them. It just tells me that you did them. So if you're worried about privacy or anything, don't worry about that. If you're uncomfortable seeing yourself, if this beats you up emotionally in any way, that's not healthy. And I say, don't even worry about it. It's 5 points out of your whole week, Measurements is another one. So I can see those measurements, so I can see those. So I can see your numbers when you put them in. That gives me a lot of information to help give you guidance if those are your specific goals. So get those in. I also will send you a video that'll say like, here's like how to do those measurements if you've never done them before. But yeah, so I think they're very powerful. I encourage all of you guys to do these things because I think it's just super helpful. I still do things like, I do this when I'm focused, I do these. But other than that, don't worry about it. The other weekly task that I want to add to this, this is another new thing that we're going to try this time. We're going to do weekly in-person group meetings. So something like this, where we'll get together and it'll really be like question and answer, problem solving, support. Like, I'll come ready to talk about something educational. And if we get to that, we get to that. But mostly I'll be like, okay, what are you struggling with? Like, what's going on? And probably if you're struggling with something, someone else in there is struggling with it. And it'll be a great opportunity to kind of like move the needle for everybody. And it's also just a great chance to like support, connect, you know, engage. So we're going to do that. And you will get 5 points for coming to that meeting. It's not, so again, it's not like you're being massively punished. Like, I didn't make it worth 25 points because like if it didn't work for your schedule or you're not that into it, I didn't want to make it a big deal, you know, but you will get 5 extra points that week for coming to it. Questions about any of these? Cool. All right. Winning mindset. I'm going to talk through these really quickly, but these are the things that we've found that are going to get you through this intact with success, actually having made progress at the end of this whole thing. The first one is prioritize what of this whole thing matters for you. You came here for a particular reason. You're sitting in these seats for one particular reason. You can do anything. Any of these habits, you can make progress and really like crush any one of these goals that are on there. But I promise you, you cannot crush all of them. Not for very long. You can maybe for a week or two hold that together. But life is going to happen, something's going to happen, and then you're not going to be able to. And then I'll talk about that in a second. So prioritize, pick right now, kind of as you're looking through, think about which of these like I think would be really good for me. Like pick 3 to 5 of them, right? And then don't get so beat up, because what's going to happen is everybody's going to see everybody else's points in there, right? You're going to see how everyone else is doing. And then Scotty's going to be crushing it, right? And everybody's going to be like, well, I can't get as many points as Scotty, so I'm not going to do it. But in actuality, you might be crushing the goals that you set out and that you picked as yours, making yourself so much more happier and healthier, and yet you're going to get caught up in that whole points game, right? So be really careful about that. There's no hack. There is no shortcut. I'm just going to stand here and tell you, the holiday hack is clickbait, right? Like, I just called it that so I could get you here and wrap my arms around you and support you. Okay, there is no hack. You have to do this work. There's no way that you're going to game this whole thing or cheat this whole thing or anything like that. You got to do your workouts. You got to eat the food. You got to do the stretching. You got to do the sleep, right? There's just no way around it. So don't try to game it. You have to own your choices, and this goes a lot of different ways, right? Like if you make a mistake, just own like whatever it is that you were working on this particular goal, just own that, and it's okay, just move on. But also taking ownership of like who you are. Like I know I have friends that when I'm taking my health seriously, I just can't hang out with them. They're just not that healthy for me, right? And I have to take ownership of my goals and what I'm trying to do with my life. And not that I don't love them or anything like that, but I just, you know, I guarantee you I'm gonna end up drinking and eating shitty food and all kinds of stuff and not working out and skipping workouts and all kinds of things if I'm hanging out with a certain crowd of my friends or family. So just kind of take ownership of this whole thing. Know what you want and take ownership of it. I'm going to be your coach through this whole process, and I'm going to ask you to do something probably that you've never done before, right? And that's good, because what you've done up to this point has gotten you up to this point, and it's worked, right? To whatever extent it's worked, and you will not continue to keep making progress unless you try new things. You're not going to get somewhere you've never been by doing what you've always done. And then the last one, and this is like the reason why I really have this whole slide up here, is you have to be kind to yourself. Okay, so when you are going to fail on one of these habits, you're going to have a bad day. You might have a bad weekend, right? You might have a bad week where you just let this whole thing go. It was like not, you know, and the people, so every single time, and Elma, you can affirm, and Scotty has done this a couple of times now. Half, 50% of the people who start this challenge, at most, are going to finish it. So if you look around this room, there's a very good chance that several of you are not going to finish these 6 weeks. Very good chance. And the people who don't finish this challenge are not the people you think they are. They are not lazy. They are not extreme. It's not because they're so busy. It's not because they've got any type of personal issues or anything like that. It's the perfectionists. It's the people who just beat the dog shit out of themselves emotionally when they can't do something perfectly. And when you can't, there's no perfection in this. There is no perfection in any of this. You just do it. You do it half-assed. You do what you can. You get scrappy with it, and it all works. But the people who are going to wash out are the ones that just they can't handle not being perfect with this whole thing. And so accept imperfect progress. Don't be a perfectionist, and we'll get through this thing just fine. Okay, a couple things you have to do. You guys have all already registered through Wodify Rise. I've also already created memberships for all of you guys. So you guys are like ready to go starting tomorrow. You guys can start coming to classes. You should have been getting emails and all that stuff. If you haven't, let me know. Check your spam first, but then let me know and we'll get you set up. If you want to be in this thing for the winning, so again, that's if you care about winning the challenge, you have to do a DEXA scan. It doesn't. We have a company we work with. It's called Body Spec. You don't have to do it through them. There's other providers. I'm not like this. Isn't like I'm making money from Body Spec or anything like that. They're just the ones that've been the most convenient for us. They will come out here. There's one on the 4th here, and there's one on the 4th here for sure, which is why I put that by the 4th have this to me. But they're around town. There's also one at UT, and there's one and other places that you can get it done at. But it's the only accurate way. It's the most convenient, fastest, cheapest, accurate way to know how much muscle you have, how much body fat you have. That's the bottom line of that whole thing. Yeah.
That's the whole thing. So in-body machine.
Yeah, it's just inaccurate.
Okay.
It's not accurate enough, I should say. So the DEXA and bod pods are going to be like your most accurate. If you get a bod pod done, I'll accept that one too, because it really it gives me what I need. So if you find a bod pod, we'll accept that. Those are the two most accurate ones out there.
Be 1 year or something?
Yes.
Yes.
So Friday is not the 4th. The 12/4 is Wednesday, and that is when they will be here.
I didn't say it was Friday.
It says by Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did say it was by Friday. Yes. Go by the 4th. Yeah, sorry.
So they'll be here. There's 11 spots on Wednesday. So you cannot sign up at the last minute. You have to do it. It's like 48 hours in advance because you've got to pre-fill a registration form and then they've got to have it approved. So if you want to get in on it on Wednesday, I would go home today and fill out the registration form and then they'll give you a confirmation back. Otherwise, you miss that window of time. They've got spots starting at 4 and they go all the way up to 7:52. So there's plenty of space on Wednesday.
What's that called again?
It's called Body Spec. Their website is bodyspec.com.
It'll be in a follow-up email that I sent to you all.
I'll say they're like the cheapest in town too. Like
Yeah.
if you look at like UT or like one of the diagnostic centers, it's like $80.
Yeah.
They're like $40-$45.
Yeah, and you can if you buy both, like your beginning and end one, they even take like $5 off or something. So, yeah. So, and if it's purely a money thing, I get it, I understand. Just know that we're not making any of that money. It's just we don't have that machine here, So, were you gonna say something?
Yes, wait, this is very confusing. They're gonna be here not this week, they're gonna be here next week.
Yeah, that's what the 4th is.
Yes, okay, the week of December.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, because
confused.
this Wednesday is the 26th or
Yes,
something.
yes.
Yeah. So there are other ones around town too. So if you want to catch it somewhere else, that's just when it's going to be here. Same thing, just over the weekend, like today, I just put those there because it'll ask you for them tomorrow. But if you're working all day tomorrow, some of you might not have time to knock these out. So if you know you're going to be busy all day tomorrow, you might want to do these now if you're going to do those. And then we're about to do this here in a minute. So, and I'll talk about what that is. This is it. This is your workout. You will do this today, and we'll do it at the very end of the 6 weeks. I'm going to start a clock for 12 minutes, okay, and it's going to be counting down. So for 12 minutes, what we want you to do is get through these 5 movements as many times as you can. So the first one is a 500-meter row. So we'll pull out the rower. We're going to demo all this here in a second. We'll pull out the rowers. You'll row 500 meters. You're gonna get off that rower, you're gonna do 40 squats to a medicine ball. I'll demonstrate that in a second. That's just body weight, your own body weight squats. You'll do 30 sit-ups, an ab mat sit-up. We'll show you the standard on that. 20 hand release push-ups. That, if you haven't been working out with this, that sounds scarier than what it really is. It means you're gonna lay your body onto the ground, lift your hands off the ground, and then push. That's how we make sure you're going for the full range of motion. It standardizes everything. And then you'll do, if you have the ability to do pull-ups with your own body weight, with no assistance like bands or anything, you'll do pull-ups. If you don't have that ability, then you'll do ring rows, which we'll demonstrate that for you here in just a second. But once you get through that, and let's just say you get through that and there's still 7 minutes remaining, right? Then you start over again. You start at the top, and your goal is to get through this as many times as you can in those 12 minutes. I'd say our just to set expectations, our most fit people who do it might get into the third row, like the very third one, and it's not uncommon for people, many people don't even get through the first one. So there's a wide range of how this could go for you. But just to set expectations, if you haven't been working out that much or whatever, you might not even get through the one round, and that's fine and that's normal. If you're super fit, go for that. Try to finish 2, right? So, and then this is just really for count. We'll work through this. You don't really need to know that, but the whole one round is worth 150 points, and that's how we'll count everything. So, all right. Any questions?
Do we have to do the mental?
Say again.
The squats, do we have
So I'll show you some modifications for that if you have issues with knees.
No, it's
or-
just the up and down off the mental.
Yeah, we can. What's most important is that you do. The reason why we do all this is that there's a way to whatever you do the first time, you do it exactly the same way the second time. So if we need to do something different, then we just make sure we do the same thing the second.
They strict pull-ups?
Any kind, kipping, butterfly. It's like full range of motion though. You got to come all the way up all the time. So
And unbroken?
you can do them one at